Good evening, my learners. I'm really sorry. I was still busy with something. Let's hope we manage to finish whatever that I'm about to teach. Okay, and I believe that everyone can be able to see. Just alert me if it's clear on your side, so that we can start preaching maths. Okay. Yes. Nchekeleni kwalana se hi ta sungula ku dyondza. Mi subscribe kwalano a hi endleni mhaka ya ku hi subscribe kwalano loko kha hi dyondza la se na ta mi dyondzisa maths. Ta sungula hi ti-flow diagrams, the flow diagrams, and I'll move to things that we've been talking about, basically under the equations. Okay, so I will start with the flow diagrams. The flow diagrams. Flow diagram. Okay, I'll start with the flow diagram. Ni kombe ku byeliwa ku swi va kha swi tikomba kumbe njhani na ni ta kota ku tirha kahle na n'wina. Mi to ni hlamula kwalano loko ve swa tikomba, mara ni ta sungula hi ti-flow diagrams. Okay, the flow diagrams. Yes, I'll start with the flow diagrams. The flow diagrams. You can share this live. Unfortunately, today I did not open the comments section, but it's fine. It's fine. I sungula ni tirha. Ni nga sungula, right? Ni nga sungula mos. Okay. Loko hi vulavula hi flow diagram. Ka flow diagram hi na rule. Ta va hi nyikete rule. There will be a rule given to us, and we also have inputs, and then we also have outputs. Okay, the inputs and the what and the outputs. So in this case, this is the flow diagram that we're talking about. Inputs, the values of x. The outputs, the values of y. Okay, so the rule should be in terms of x and y. Okay, so in this case, the flow diagram, since we're talking about the rule, inputs and outputs, so let's quickly go to the first example. Okay, our first example today under the flow diagram, it will be find the values of the outputs. Let's say they're saying find the values of the outputs. Find the values of the outputs given the following. So this will be the flow diagram given to you, and then here you are given y, it is equals to x plus 2. Okay, and then you have been told that the input value of x here is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So now you are to find the outputs, which are values of y. So this is x and this will be y. Okay, so now to find the values of y, you know that you are going to replace x by 1, right? So this is what you can do. You are going to replace x by 1. So this will be y. Y, it is equals to, okay, this will be y equal to x plus 2, right? So in this case now, you know that you're going to replace x by 1. So this will be 1 plus 2. And the answer in this case will be equal to 3. So the output value of y here is 3. In that order, right? And then let's move to number 2. Number 2, we have y. Let me use a black pen. Y, it is equal to x plus 2. So we are going to replace x by what? By 2, right? Because we are done with 1, the value of x, which was 1. So we are moving to number 2, which is 2. So in this case, it will be 2 plus 2 equals to what? Equals to 4. It means in this case, the value of y here, it will be equals to what? 4. Very same thing applies to number 3. You're going to replace x. You're going to replace x by what? By this 3. So this will be 3 plus 2. Therefore, the answer will be what? 5. So the output value of, the value of y here is 5. So we managed to find all these 3 values of y. Y values, they represent the outputs, okay? So every time, if ever you are given something like this, the flow diagram like this, and they're saying determine the outputs, it means that you have to determine the values of what? The values of y. Let's move to number 2. This was example number 1. Let's move to example number 2, okay? Example number 2, if you are given the following, they're saying find the values of the inputs. Inputs. Find the values of the inputs. So in this case, you'll be given a flow diagram again. You'll be given a flow diagram, and they're saying you need to determine A, you need to determine B, you need to determine C. So you know that A, B, C are the values of what? Are the values of X. And then you are given the rule here, which is y equal to. Y equals to what? Y equals to 2x plus 1. Right. And then now you are given that the output value here, it's -1. The output value here, it was -3. And the output value here, it's 5. Okay. So you need to determine the values of what? The values of x, because you are given y. Okay. So all these values, they represent y. All these variables, A, B, C, they represent x. So actually, we need to determine the value of A, the value of B, the value of C, right? So in this case, you know that you are given the rule. Our rule in this case is 2x plus 1. Okay, this is the rule that you are given. So if ever you are given a rule like this, you just have to substitute what you are given. Okay, let's check. The values of y here, this is our first value of y, okay? So we are going to replace y by -1, and then we solve for x. Let's replace y by -1. So this will be -1 equals to 2x plus 1. All right. So in this case, we now have to transpose. We transpose what? 1 to the what? To the left hand side. So here it will be -1, this -1, minus this 1, because here it was positive. So on the left hand side it will be negative, minus 1 equals what? Equals to 2 times x. Okay. Now you add the like terms or you subtract the like terms. So you can use your calculator. -1 minus 1, we are getting -2. it is equals to 2 times x. So solving x, now you can do what? Now you can just divide by 2. You divide by 2 both sides. We've been talking about these other equations, okay? Solving for x. We've been solving for x since we started this term. So I believe that you know how to solve for x. To remain with x, if ever we're multiplying the coefficient and the variable, in this case, you are going to divide both sides by the coefficient, which is 2. So we divide both sides by 2. You remain with x equal to negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So it means the value of a, in this case, the value of a is what? It's negative what? Negative 1. Right. Let's move to number 2. With number 2, we're going to use the very same rule. Y it is equals to 2x plus 1. Okay? Now, we are going to replace y by negative 3. Okay? This is the second value of the output, which represent y. So this will be minus 3 equal to what? Equals to 2 times x plus 1. Right. Now you can do what? You can transpose 1 to the left-hand side. So this will be minus 3 minus 1. Because on the right-hand side, it was positive. Now we change the sign from positive to what? To negative. Okay. And then now you are going to have what? We are going to have this 2x. And then negative 3, negative 1, we are getting negative 4. You can use your calculators. Use your calculators to find the exact value in this case. So here will be equals to 2x. Now you divide by 2 both sides so that you can remain with x. So when we divide by 2 both sides, you remain with x equal to, use your calculator again, exercise. Use your calculator, you say negative 4 divided by 2. We are getting negative 2. I believe that Lord is here as well. Use your calculator, Lloyd, and then you determine the exact value of x. So in this case, we are getting negative 2. It means our b value here, it's negative 2. It's negative 2. Okay. Let's move to the last one. The last one, let me write the rule. Y it is equals to 2x plus 1. Okay. Now, we are going to replace y by 5 because we want to determine the input, the value of x. So y will be replaced by 5 equal to 2 times x plus 1. Okay? From this one now, you have to transpose to the left-hand side. Okay? So this will be, we're going to move 1 to the left-hand side. So 1, it was positive on the right. On the left-hand side, it will be what? Negative 1 equals to 2 times x. Okay. So when we multiply by x here, now you can use your calculator. 5 minus 1. What do you get? 5 minus 1, we're getting what? We are getting 4 equals to 2 times x. And then now to determine x, you can divide both sides by 2. You divide both sides by 2. And then here you're going to remain with what? With x. Use your calculator. 4 divided by 2, we are getting what? We are getting 2. So the value of c here, it's 2. We are done. We got negative 1 for A, negative 2 for B, and 2 for what? For C. So we're basically determining the input, the x values from the rule we are given, as well as the output that we're given. Okay, so we're using the output and the what and the rule to determine what, to determine the inputs, because at first we're determining the values of the output values, the output what values. Okay, so let's move to another example. Let's move to the, what is that paper? I can't find my paper now. You see, can't find my papers now. I came here with a certain paper, but it's fine. Let me just draw it. I believe that drawing, it will help us. Okay, no, it's fine. I will just use a test book, but this one is not a test book. Okay, it's just a guide for learners to work through these problems. So let's focus on number four and 5. Okay, let the focus be 4 and 5. Let the focus be 4 and 5, because this is what I was talking about. I made a copy, just that I can't find it anymore. Let's see, that's it. Use this flow diagram to work out the values of A, B, and C. I believe that everything is clear on your side, right? I believe that everything is clear. Let me try to push this. Okay. I believe now you can be able to see. Okay, so use this flow diagram to work out the values of A, B, and C. So if ever you are given a flow diagram like this, all these values, they represent X. All these values, they represent Y, okay? So in this case now, we are to determine the value of B, the value of A, and the value of C. Let's start by determining the value of A. Okay, so the value of A in this case, remember, we are given a rule. Our rule is Y. Y equals to minus 2x. Okay, so we are using this rule to determine the value of A. With this value of A, this is the Y value, and this is the X value. So I'm going to replace X by 3, okay, to determine A. So in this case, our Y is A, okay? We replace Y by A. A equals to minus 2, open bracket. Our X value in this case is 3. So we're going to replace X by 3, and then you solve for A. Use your calculator. Minus 2 multiplied by 3. We are getting what? Negative 6. So our A value here, it's negative what? It's negative what? 6. Let's move to the next one. Number 2. We use the very same rule. Okay? Y it is equals to negative 2x. Okay. We are to determine B. B now. Our B is the X. B represent X. The inputs. Okay? B is the input value of X, and then it goes with 8, which is the output. Our 8 is the output in this case. So we know that the output, it represents Y. Okay, so our Y here will be replaced by what? Will be replaced by 8. This will be 8 equal to what? Minus 2. Multiply by what? X in this case will be replaced by B. X will be replaced by B because we want to determine the value of B. And then from this part, now you can divide both sides by -2. You divide both sides by -2, okay? And then these two will cancel out, right? -2 and -2 will be cancelled, and then you remain with B. B will be equals to, in this case, use your calculator, my dear brothers and sisters. Use your calculator, punch 8 divided by -2, and then we're getting -4. It means that the value of B is -4. Okay, let's move to the next one. Number 3. For number 3, let me use a black pen, okay? Number 3, we are using the same rule. Y it is equals to -2 times x. Okay, now our y in this case it's 16. Okay, so we're going to use this 16. Our x, 16 is the value of x. 16 is the value of x, and then c is the value of y. So we are to determine the value of y in this case. So now we're going to replace y by c. So it will be c equal to -2 multiplied by 16. X will be replaced by 16, okay? And then the value of c in this case, the value of c will be -2 multiplied by 16. And then we are getting -32. We're getting -32. So please use your calculator properly, and then you determine the value that I'm talking about. So the value of c in this case is what? It's -32. So this is the value we got. And then for B, we got -4. For A, we got -6. So that's how you can determine the value of A, B, and C. All right, let's move to number 5. Let's check number 5, people. With number 5, with regard to number 5, they're saying, number 5, we are saying, use the flow diagram to work out the values of D, E, and F. Same thing, but in this case, it's all about division, okay? We divide. So let's try number 1 first. We are given the values of X and Y, and the rule in this case is Y. It's Y equal to X divided by 2, okay? So now, we are to determine the value of D in this case. D goes with what? With the input 14. 14 is the input, and D is the output. So Y will be replaced by D. We're going to say D, it is equals to, our X value in this case is what? Is 14. So X will be replaced by 14. You divide by 2. Right. Use your calculator, my dear brothers and sisters. And then when you use your calculator, you're going to say 14 divided by 2. And then we're getting what? 7. So it means the value of D. The value of D, it's what? It's 7. We got 7, okay? Let's move to E. We use the very same rule. Y equals to X divided by 2. E value, our E value is the X value. So our x value in this case will be e, and this e goes with what? With negative 8. Negative 8 is the value of y. So this will be negative 8 equals to x, which is e. X will be replaced by e divide by 2. Okay, we divide by 2. So in this case, the simple things that you can do, you need to make sure that you change this division into multiplication, but let me do it in this way. I'll be saying minus 8, it is equals to e divide by 2. So e divided by 2 is the same as e which is over these 2, right? So actually e is the numerator, 2 is the denominator now. So you have to make sure that when you change this division, you make sure that the first value will be the numerator and the second value will be the denominator. And then here you know that we divide by 1. It can be divided by 1. So that when we divide negative 8 by 1, we are getting negative 8. Okay? So you do the cross multiplication. When you do the cross multiplication, you are saying this is all about pirates. Okay? The cross multiplication. Use the pirates method. So e multiplied by 1. Any number multiplied by 1 is equal to that number. Any variable multiplied by 1 is equal to that variable. So our variable here, it's e equal to negative 8 multiplied by 2. Use your calculator. Negative 8 multiplied by 2, we are getting what? We are getting negative 16. So it means that the value of e, it's negative 16. I believe that I'm not moving in a paraffin speed. I'm too relaxed so that you guys can understand everything that is being delivered to you, right? Let's move to the next one. The next one is the value of f. F represent y in this case. So we are using the same rule. Y, it is equals to x divided by 2, okay? Our y in this case will be replaced by f. So our f equal to our x in this case will be replaced by negative 2. So here we write negative 2 divide by 2. So in this case, it's straightforward. It's negative 2 divided by 2. Use your calculators, guys. You divide, and then you are getting what? Negative what? 1. So this is the answer that we are getting. So every time, if ever you are given the flow diagram, you just have to check what you are given so that you can be able to determine everything required to be determined. So please, guys, make sure that you use the rule, use the input or the output. It will depend on what you are given, right? So I believe that you were following all the steps. You're following all the steps so that you can accomplish successfully. You move to the next level. So let's move to the next problems. I believe that I do have something to talk about. We are done with the flow diagram. We're done with the flow diagram. I will just send you something so that at least you can try to practice before you can go to bed, right? And let's move to the expressions. Let's move to the expressions. Let's move to the expressions, okay? I believe that it is clear. Let me do this so that you guys can be able to see this. Okay. Yeah, let's move to the expressions. All right. Now, this is what we've been talking about. They are saying that you need to consider the expression. If you fail this, you're not seeing this for the first time. I don't know. This for the I don't know how many times I have been talking about this, but I know you can be able to answer all these questions. But in the meantime, let me just read. Consider the expression 8x cubed. We are given 8x cubed minus 2x. Let me write it here. We are given 8x cubed minus 2x squared plus 9x minus 15. Okay, so this is the expression you are given. Okay, that's why they said consider the expression. So now we are given this expression. Now they're asking, how many terms does the expression have? Straightforward, 1 mark. 1 mark. How many terms does the expression have? You count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the expression have how many terms? It's 4 terms. So the answer here is what? It's 4 what? Terms. And then you get your what? You get your tick. Just like that. Let's move to B. What is the coefficient of the x cubed term? The coefficient of the x cubed. The coefficient of the x cubed. Coefficient, what are we talking about? We are talking about the number that comes before the variable, okay? Actually, it is we're talking about this value here, which is in front of x cubed, right? So the front value, it's 8 in this case. 8, it comes before x cubed. So this is the coefficient of x cubed, right? So in this case, the coefficient of x cubed is 8. So the answer here is 8. So if ever they were talking about the coefficient of negative or the coefficient of x squared, the coefficient of x squared, let me write it down here. The coefficient of x squared, the coefficient of x squared is negative 2. It goes with the negative, okay? So it's negative 2, right? The coefficient of x squared, it's not 2, but it's negative 2. The very same thing applies to 9. The coefficient of x is 9, right? Because it's positive what? 9. It goes with its sign. So if ever they request you to write, or they require you to write the coefficient of x, in this case the answer will be 9. But the coefficient of x squared, it will be negative 2. The coefficient of x cubed, it will be 8, positive 8. Let's move to C. What is the coefficient of the x squared term? The coefficient of the x squared term, you see? We've already answered this one, right? The coefficient of the x squared, sorry for that, it's negative 2. So it's negative 2. So the answer in this case is negative 2. D. What is the constant term? The constant term is the number that stands alone without a variable. So in this case, that number, it's 15. Is this 15, okay? So it goes with its negative, or with its sign, I mean. So in this case, it's negative 15. It goes alone, this one, without the variable. So it's negative what? 15. Sometimes you can be given something like this. Let's say you are given the expression x squared minus 2 plus ab squared minus 3x cubed. The constant in this expression, the constant, it will be negative 2. So the constant, it will be what? Negative 2. Because this negative 2 doesn't have the what? The variable. It goes alone. Right. So it's negative what? It's negative 2. What is the degree of the expression? What is the degree of the expression? So in this case, you need to check. You need to check your. You check the degree. I believe that your teachers taught you very well about the degree that we are talking about, right? So you need to make sure that whenever you are answering these questions, you think about everything that you have been taught, okay, in the classroom. So in this case, so guys, we are still on number 4E. What is the degree of the expression? So you check the one that has the highest power, okay? Which variable has the highest power in this case? What is the degree of the expression? So the variable which has the highest power, it's what? It's x cubed. So it will be 3 in this case. What is the degree of the expression? 3, the highest power, right? What is the value of the expression if x is equal to 0? So in this case, if x equals to 0, it means you will be replacing x by 0, just like that. X by 0. Grade 8, you replace x by 0. Replace x by 0. And the answer in this case, you realize that whenever you multiply a number or a variable by 0, we're getting 0. So this will be 0, 0, 0. Therefore, the answer will be what? Will be negative 15. So negative 15 will be the answer in this case. Negative what? Negative 15. Right. Let's move to number 5. Number 5 is very much interesting. Number 5, we're moving to number 5. Please, guys, make sure that you subscribe so that we will reach 1,000 subscribers. Okay. Write down an algebraic expression for each of the following. This is what I've been talking about. Yesterday, we had a lesson, and then we're doing something like this. Okay? So I believe that you will follow everything that I will be delivering to you, right? The square of 4 times a number. A number, in this case, we do not know the exact number they are talking about. So If we do not know the number, we use x. Okay, we're going to use x in this case. The square of 4 times a number. So the square of 4 times a number, we're talking about what? We are talking about the square of 4 times a number. So this will be 4. 4 what? 4x inside the bracket, what? Squared. Okay? And this can be written as 16x because they're saying the square of 4 times a number. 4 times it's 16. Okay? So it's 4 squared. 4 squared, it's 16. Sorry to write this. I made a mistake here. I made a mistake here. I was supposed to write 4 squared times a number. I'm really sorry about this. Please, guys, wherever you are, make sure that you erase if ever you were writing something. It was supposed to be a square of 4 times a number. So it's supposed to be 4 squared x. Yeah, it was supposed to be 4 squared x. So make sure that you erase if ever you have been called. The square of 4 times a number. Yes, yeah, it's correct. 4x squared, which is 16x squared. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. I'm really sorry, guys. 16 squared. So it's 4x squared because they're saying the square of 4 times a number. 4 times a number, it's 4 multiplied by x squared. Yeah. So the answer is 16x squared. Let's move to B. Twice the sum of a number and 8. That's saying twice the sum of a number and 8. A number, we are talking about x because we do not know the exact value. So in this case, it will be what? Let me start here. Sum of a number. Sum, we add x plus 8. Okay? But this x plus 8, they are saying twice the sum. It means they must be inside the brackets. And then you multiply by what? You multiply by 2. So it's basically 2 multiplied by what? The sum of a number and 8. So it's 2 multiplied by what? X plus 8. So please, we've spoken about this yesterday. We have spoken about this yesterday, and then I believe that you guys you could understand that if ever we're talking about sum, we add. If we're talking about difference, we subtract. The increase, you add, decrease, you subtract, just like that, okay? The product, you multiply. The quotient, you divide. We spoke about this. So let's move to C. C, 1 more than the cube of a number. 1 more than the cube of a number. So basically, in this case, we're going to have 1 plus x cubed. So it will be 1 plus x what? Cube. 1. If they say more than, we add more than the cube of a number. Cube of a number we're talking about x. So it will be 1 plus x cube. Okay? Let's move to D. The perimeter of a rectangle. If the length is twice the breadth, this is what they are talking about. We know that the perimeter, if this is a rectangle, this side, it is equals to this side. This side, it is equals to this side. So let's take this is B, and this is the breadth and the length, okay? The longest side, right? Length represent the longest side. So the perimeter will be equals to, because we have two sides here which are equal, it means we're going to have two length plus what? The perimeter, we add all the sides, right? So in this case, you're going to say L plus B plus B, okay? So since we know that the pairs of opposite sides are equal, so therefore we're going to have 2 multiplied by the length and 2 multiplied by the what? The breadth, okay? 2 multiplied by the length and 2 multiplied by the breadth. So in this case, we know that we can factor out 2. We say 2, open bracket, length plus breadth, okay? We took out 2, and then you remain with length plus breadth inside the brackets. So we know that from the statement we're given, they're saying the perimeter of a rectangle, if the length is twice the breadth, okay? So it means here you are going to say 2 open bracket, length is twice breadth, so it's 2 multiplied by B. Length will be replaced by twice the breadth plus breadth, close bracket, okay? So these are the like terms. 2 plus 1, 2B plus B. These are the like terms. So here it's 2 plus 1, which is 3, which goes with what? With B, close bracket. And then now you can multiply. 2 multiplied by 3, it's 6B. Let me repeat this. Hey guys, if this is a rectangle, we have to calculate the perimeter, right? Around this shape. The perimeter we are saying, if we do not want to use 2 times L plus 2 times B, you are going to say length plus breadth, because these are 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are like terms. Length plus length is 2 length, plus breadth and breadth is 2 what? Breadth. Now, we're saying this length is twice. If the saying is twice, it means it's twice the breadth. It means it's 2 multiplied by what? Open bracket, 2 what? Breadth. Like this, plus 2B. So 2 times 2 is 4B plus 2B. 4B plus 2B, we are getting 6B. Same thing. Let's move to the next one. We are moving to the next one. We are done with this one. We got 6B. That's saying 4 times the difference between 2 numbers. 4 times the difference between 2 numbers. Difference, you use negative. We subtract here. Difference will subtract. 2 numbers. If we're talking about 2 numbers, it's basically X and Y, because we do not know the exact numbers they are talking about. So in this case, you will be saying it is equals to 4 multiplied by, if the same times, multiplied by what? Multiplied by X minus Y. And then you are done. It's 4 times the difference between two numbers. The difference between x and y. That's what they were trying to say. We move to F. F. Let's move to F. Moving to F. Moving to F, we are going to say the product of a number and its cube. This one is the product of a number and its cube. This one you will write it on your own, okay? It's just an exercise or a homework to you. Straightforward. The product of a number and its cube. So please try to write this one, and then we are moving to the next chapter now. You're going to write this on your own, okay? For you guys to work, and I believe that tomorrow you'll be coming to me asking, is this correct, sir? So that I can see that, no, this person was practicing maths at home. Let's finish by solving for x, okay? Let's finish by solving for x. It's almost an hour now. We want to solve for x. We are going to solve for x. We're going to solve for x. Please, guys, make sure that you tell your friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Let them subscribe here, even yourself. Make sure that you subscribe so that we can reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing this for free, guys, and it's basically for everyone doing grade 8. It doesn't matter which school you are attached to. As long as you are doing math grade 8, you're welcome. It's free. You're welcome. Tell even your friends from neighboring schools. Tell them that, no, there is Champion Maths. You can go to YouTube, subscribe, so that whenever we are live, they can be able to join as well, okay? Yeah, make sure that you share my YouTube channel to your friends. Please, guys. It's for everyone. Life is for everyone. So do not feel any guilty for forwarding to anyone across. So let's solve for x, okay? Solve for x. Square root of x equals to 9. We are given the square root of x, which is equals to 9. Yeah, we've been talking about this, guys. The square root of x, which is equals to 9. We know the square root is replaced by the exponent half. The square root will be replaced by the exponent half. So it means this will be x inside the bracket exponent half equals to 9. Okay? So we know that x goes with the exponent 1 here. So I'm going to say 1 multiplied by half is half. So it will be x exponent half. It is equals to 9. To get rid of this half, as an exponent. We know that the exponent of 9 is 1, right? The exponent of 9 is 1. So to get rid of half, you will be multiplying by 2 divided by 1 both sides. So let me multiply by 2. You multiply the exponent by 2, okay? Let me repeat this. I am saying to solve for x in this case, whereby you are given the square root of x equals to 9. I am saying that the square root, it is being replaced by half, exponent half. Always. Every time when you are given the square root of, you replace by half, okay? So it will be x exponent half. So you multiply by 2. You multiply the exponent by 2. So here, half multiplied by 2 is 1. So you remain with x equal to 9. Exponent what? 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So the answer in this case, it will be 9 exponent 2. Use your calculator, and then you are getting what? 81. So 9 squared. 9 squared is 81. Okay? This was 4A. 4B. Now we are given the cubed root of x equals to 2, or to 4, equals to 4. The cubed root of x, it is equals to 4. In this case, what do? You are going to replace the cube by exponent 1 divided by 3. So it will be x inside the brackets, and the exponent, it will be 1 divided by 3, because there is a 3 here. Okay? There is a 3 written here. It's cube root. This is not a square root, but it's a cube what? Root. This one, it's a square root. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Here you divide by 2, but here you divide by 3. So it's 1 divided by 2. It's 1 divided by 3, 1/3. Equals to 4. So this 1/3 will be multiplied by this 1 here. The exponent of x is 1. 1 multiplied by 1/3 is 1, is x. Exponent 1 divided by 3, which is equals to 4. So to get rid of this 1 divided by 3, you need to multiply both sides by 3. Let's multiply both sides by 3. You multiply by 3. You multiply by what? By 3. So basically here it will be 1 multiplied by 3. Okay? Because we know that the exponent of 4 here, it's 1. Multiply by 3. Okay? We are multiplying by 3 because we want to get rid of this 3 so that we can remain with x. So 1 divided by 3 times 3 is 1. So here you remain with x equal to 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Therefore, the answer in this case, it will be what? Use your calculator. 4 exponent 3. And then we are getting what? 64. It's basically 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. 64. Let's move to the next one. C. By half past, will be done with this. Let me try to be fast. So this will be 2 to the power x. It is equals to what? 8. So in this case, we are being guided by this base. Base 2 is a base. X is the exponent. 8 is the base. But the exponent here is 1. So make sure that you change this 8 into base 2. into what? Into base 2. Make sure that the base are the same. Okay? Use a factor of 8, which is 2 in this case. And then make sure that this 2 that you are going to write here, it goes with a power that will give us 8 when we multiply. So it will be 2 exponent x equals to. You make sure that you change this 8 into 2. You write base 2, and then you look for the exponent that you are going to give to this 2, so that whenever we put the exponent you will be thinking about, it will give us 8. So in this case, the exponent will be 3. Use your calculator to check such, okay? Use your calculator to check such. So when the base are the same, we equate the exponents. So it means x in this case will be equals to the exponent 3. And then you're done. So this will be your answer. Okay. Let's try E. Let's check with E. E. You are given 3 exponent x is equals to 9. Make sure that you change this 9 into base 3. So let's copy 3 to the power of x is equals to. We are being guided by this base. It means here we are to write 3. And then you ask yourself, what power can I use so that it can give me 9? This will be 2. 3 squared is 9. So when the base are the same, you equate the exponent. X in this case will be equals to 2. Done. Let's move to... I should have written D. No, it's fine. Let's move to F. I will come back to E. I will go back to D. 5 exponent x equals to 125. So we are to change 125. Okay? We are to change 125 into 5 exponent. 5 exponent, let me say, you will just choose a number that can give us 125. So it's 5 exponent x. We are being guided by this base. It means here 125, it will be written as base 5 to a certain exponent. The exponent in this case, it will be what? If you put 2 here, it will be 5 squared, which is 25. You check with 3, it will be 5 cubed, 125. So in this case, x, it is equals to 3. X is equals to 3 because the base are the same. Okay? X is equals to what? 3. And then you are going to do this one. H, G, D. This one here, you are given x cubed, it is equals to 27. With the x cubed, which is equals to 27. If you can check here, this is the opposite of what we've been doing. Here you were saying we need to change this 9 into 3 exponents something. We make sure that the base are the same. So here you are going to make sure that the exponents are the same. We must find a factor of 27 that can be raised to the exponent 3. Okay? That can be raised to the exponent what? 3. So in this case, you're going to write x exponent 3 equals to what? You check the factor of 27 that can be raised to the power 3. Okay? So you just go and check. You say 27 divided by 2. It's not the one that we're looking for. 27 divided by 3. We are getting 9. So let's check. Let's try to use 3 exponent 3 and then see what we are getting. 3 exponent 3, we get 27. So perfect. So this will be 3 exponent 3. You see now, the exponent are the same. Here it was the base which were the same. So if the exponents are the same, you equate the bases. So it's x, it is equals to 3. Done. X is not, it's not equals to this 3, but it's equals to the base, which is 3. We're done. Thank you very much, guys. At least we had an hour something. 1 hour and 7 minutes. Okay. So please, let's meet again tomorrow. Same time, same place. So please make sure that you subscribe and you share with your friends so that they can subscribe as well. Thank you very much, guys, and good night. Sharp exercise.